I'm Mike Iaconelli, here to talk about the second regular BASS event, another one out in California. This one at Clear Lake. And everybody's heard of Clear Lake. What an awesome lake. And, I really went there expecting to throw a swim bait the entire tournament and have giant fish, following this thing. And it really, for me, turned into a deep water tournament. I found a lot of fish that were more on the pre-spawn side than the actual spawn side. And in the event, I targeted isolated boulders in deeper water, areas that were kind of the last stopping places as the fish got to the bank. These were rocks about the size of a boat, even smaller, that were in 12 to 14 foot of water. I found a lot of those in practice with my Lowrance unit, especially using the new down scan. These new units are awesome. That down scan really helped me key on the actual little rocks. I could put a waypoint on it, and I can get back to it in the tournament. The bait I used is one I used a lot last couple of years with a lot of success. Again, it was a football head jig, and this is the Berkeley gripper jig. I used a half-ounce Ike's Finesse jig in a green pumpkin color, and I put on a Berkeley Power Grub, just a regular double-tail Berkeley Power Grub. But let me real quick show you how I take this thing out of the pack and I modify it. I basically get this bait out of the pack. The first thing I do is I trim that fiber guard down, get a scissors, and I want that guard to be just a little bit longer than the point of the hook. Second thing I do is a lot of times when I want a less bulky bait, I'll trim some of that skirt down. So I'll grab the skirt, I'll clip off a little bit of that skirt material, and I make a little bit smaller package. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my Berkeley Power Grub, just a pumpkin seed colored grub, thread that thing on there. And then the last thing a lot of times I'll put in is just a little rattle, just a little glass 8mm rattle, and I'll get that thing and I'll just jam it right up into the body of the grub. And that's the bait that I fished along those rocks. The fish were feeding on crawfish. It was the perfect bait for the pre-spawn fish. I fished it on a 7-foot, medium-heavy Veritas Abu Garcia rod, the new white rods. I fished it on 17-pound trilene fluorocarbon. And I also used the new Revo SX reel and a 6:4-to-1 gear ratio. Third term of the year, I left there with a 25-place finish. Fifth in points, going to the next one. Really excited about my start. Mike Iaconelli, Clear Lake Bass, the Gripper Jig.